Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Media TV. I am your host, Evan from Media TV, and today I want to talk about my first hour with Elden Ring Nightreign. Not really my first hour, honestly. This is more of a review, and that's probably what I'm going to call it. So, Elden Ring Nightreign. It's really good. Enjoy this B-roll footage of me chilling in the background playing Elden Ring Nightreign on a run. I main the recluse. I have a lot of opinions about the game, strategies, things of that nature, and I want to do more videos on it. But in the meantime, I will say it is a great game. It is a, it's kind of what I have kind of needed to a degree from Elden Ring at this point. For those who don't know, I have about 1,000 hours plus in Elden Ring at this point. 1,440 to be exact. And one of the things about that is ultimately at the end of the day, I kind of just want Elden Ring at this point, Elden Ring gameplay and fun to be, like I need a little bit of it. I need a snapshot of the fun, of the fighting, of the combat, of the boss rushes, and then I'm done for a little bit. And Elden Ring Night Rain kind of more than anything gives that to me in a way that I desperately needed. Um, the maximum length of a run is like 45 minutes ish, 45 minutes, 50 minutes maybe. And I love that. That's kind of all I really need. Like if I'm gonna get ready for work, I'm gonna play and I have like a couple hours before I go to work, I queue into an Elden Ring Night Rain game and kind of get my gaming itch done. I love it for that reason. It's great. Let's talk about it as a FromSoft game brief. Let's just to get the nitty-gritty out of the way. This is a game that if you like roguelites, roguelite games, if you like MMOs or like others, partying like Trinity, like you go and do dungeons and do it with group of friends. You need to like either one of those two things, preferably both, and FromSoft games. If you like both of those and you give it a shot, you're gonna like it well enough, but you need to like FromSoft games and you need to like either roguelike games or MMOs. And the reason I say that is that uh, Elden Ring Night Rain is a roguelike. It is a roguelike and class composition and supporting your teammates is a huge part of it as well. So you can kind of get away with you have to like FromSoft games and these to get it. If you were just a FromSoft player and you just like the slow methodical like approach to playing these games, this isn't going to be your speed. This is a very fast game. This is a very camped game. You have to be thinking on the run. You got to be very quick. You got to be thinking about what you're going to do and your next step and your step after that and your step after that. And if you die too much to a boss, you've got to contingencies. You have to know when to bail out. You can't just beat your head against the boss repeatedly, especially if it's taking too much time. Realistically, you only have 15 minutes per day. You get 2 days where you can run around and shit, and then you get like the last day if you get there. You have to manage your time effectively. You have to manage your time effectively. You only really get 10 minutes effectively to explore the map, and only the first 5 minutes are you able to explore the entire thing. And you don't know where you're going to be constrained to afterwards. So you have to pray that you're outside of the ring of influence so you can get as many things done as you can. The game is the game is about priority management. It's really good. I love how fast it is. I love the surge sprint that we have now. Don't get me wrong, I love Torrent. I love my little goat horse boy. He is the best boy and I love him. And this is a much preferable way of doing this. Don't get me wrong, I do kind of miss coming out of a Torrent sprint, jumping off and going into an immediate jump attack, but this is preferable. It's nice. I also like how traversable the world is in line with like this kind of traversal. I do like the Sekiro-esque type of like um terrain traversal, which is nice too. I am generally enamored with this game. I've beaten every single boss. I've gotten the main thing. ending. I am working on the Recluse's ending as we speak. That's just the last thing I think I have to do. All in all, I think Elden Ring Nightreign is a amazing game, and it is definitely worth your time. But if you are if you are love your traditional, slow, watch the boss, learn the mechanics, dodge roll, like cheese bosses, this is probably not going to be your shtick. But moving on, let's move on to the game itself. How does it work? You can play one of 8 different character classes, 6 at the start, 2 are unlockable, and they're relatively easy to unlock, I'm gonna be honest. Um, and you start with one boss, Trefethelios, the 3-headed dog, fire dog. So you have the Wilder, which is John Nightreign. This is your typical base character class. You have the Guardian. This is your main tank. Guardian, he's the biggest bird. You have the Iron Eye, who is your long range bow player, kind of like your assassin-y kind of player that's more longer range. And this is also your main healer, and I'll explain, like one of the better healers, and I'll explain later what I mean by that. Next up, you have the Recluse. This is your main backline caster. Very, very good. This is who I main, who I like playing. Um, then you have your Raider. Raider is your Unga Bunga big stick, I hit you with big bonk class, and also, if known how to play well, takes almost no damage. It's really, really good. Um, then we have the Duchess. This is kind of like your Spellblade class, high intelligence, higher than their dexterity, but still a dexterity. Has a Bloodborne-esque type of dodge, as well as um being able to dodge twice in quick succession. It's actually kind of crazy. As And then you have lastly your Revenant. This is your supposed to be your faith centric class, but also this is like allows you to like spirit summons. This is how you get this is your representative of your spirit summons. So those are your classes, and let's go through them briefly. Like I said, Wilder is John Elden. In Elden Ring Nightreign, the thing you have to remember is when it comes to this game, class composition matters. Team comp, rather. Each of the different classes fills a specific role, and then they will usually have like a secondary role, right? Some of them, like the Wilder, is just a DPS. He is just a DPS. You have 3 roles in Elden Ring Nightreign. You have your tank, you have your frontline DPS, you have your backline DPS. Everybody can play different roles, can have different roles, things of that nature, can be fluid, but they have their primary, then they have their secondary. So let's go into what is what brief. The Wilder is John Elden. He is a pure DPS. He can use all the weapons in the game. He has C's across the board outside of his strength and HP and stamina. He's generally pretty all right. He's a DPS, plain and simple. Guardian, tank, full on, 100% tank. He is a tank first. Raider. Raider is a DPS first. Yes, he can tank hella hits, but his job is to more so poise break the boss, deal a shit ton of damage. He is a DPS first, tank second. He can fill a tank role, preferably would prefer to be more of an off tank. Wilder is a frontline DPS, by the way. I should have articulated that. And so is Raider. He's a frontline DPS first, tank second. Executor, which is another class I forgot to mention. This is the Sekiro. His character skill allows you to basically Sekiro block anything, basically. This character is a tank first. This is a controversial take. He is a tank first because if you play him competently, you will take no damage, you will hold aggro, you will do a shit ton of damage. He is a frontline DPS second. He can do hella arcane damage. Hella arcane damage. So you can load his starting weapon up with bleed, poison, or frostbite. Bleed plus poison or frostbite. Get a secondary relic that'll allow you to give it chilling mist or poison mist, and you can just drown the enemy in status effects. But it's a tank first. You should be if you are running executor and you're running a frontline DPS and a backline DPS. Otherwise, you are the tank. You should be guarding. You should have your cursed sword out, Sekiro repairing everything. You are a tank first and foremost. Moving on to the recluse. Recluse is a pure backline DPS. If you are a pure backline DPS, if the boss is in your face, your teammates aren't, your tank isn't doing its job. Period. The end. You should be the last person down. You should be the first person to get people up. You should not be in the thick of it. The boss should kill the tank first, frontline DPS second, you third. If that is not the order of operations, people dying, people aren't doing their job. Moving on to the Iron Eye. The Iron Eye is a backline DPS first. Yes, while katanas with the Iron Eye is arguably better than the bow, the fact of the matter is that the Iron Eye can snipe people from across the map and get them up. The way resurrecting when you're downed works in Elden Ring Nightreign is your teammates have to fucking damage you with their attacks. It is a novel in a system that I'm surprised nobody has done before. It's very nice, and the Iron Eye is best at it because he can snipe you from across the map. Very important. Very important. He is a backline DPS first, frontline second. He can get up and close and personal with the best of them, with the best daggers, katanas, and twin blades you can find, but he prefers to be backline with the bow, peppering with status effects, peppering with damage. He is a backline DPS. Moving on to the Duchess. The Duchess is a frontline DPS. She has a higher intelligence ranking, so she can use a lot of sorceries. You are going to want to be using my primarily glint blade sorceries like Slicer, like Glintstone Greatsword, like Adela's Moonblade. These are what you're going to want to use along with daggers. Daggers that allow you to make her bleed. Executor plus Duchess on a team equals I win, especially if they're susceptible to bleed. That being said, every Duchess player, I hate you because the moment you get downed and don't get up in day one, you rage quit and disconnect and leave us for the rest of the run. I hate you and you should die. That being said, she can be a backline DPS as a backup because of her ability to use sorceries. You really want her as a frontline DPS. Your Revenant should be a backline DPS. Use your summons to go forward and attack and support your team. Pepper them in the back line with incantations, but I understand that a lot of people love the La Creatura memes and want to get up close and personal. Plus, because she doesn't have any in archetype FP regeneration like the Recluse, fine, go grab a big bonk and hit fucking gaping jaw in the face. Be my guest at your own risk. Am I forgetting anybody? Iron Eye, Wilder, Guardian, Raider, Recluse, Executor, Revenant. That's everybody. Okay. Yeah, that's basically the class comp. If you want a Guardian for your tank mainly, but you can use Executor or Raider, especially Raider in a pinch. Your frontline DPSs are going to be Duchess, are going to be Wilder, are going to be Duchess, are going to be Wilder, are going to be Raider. Your backline DPSs are going to be Recluse, Revenant, and Iron Eye. Other slots can be filled depending on the class composition, but that is by and large what you're going to want to do. I'm going to be honest. I think that the Recluse is a better incantation caster because she also has scaling in faith along with intelligence. By and large, and I don't want to go talk about too many of the bosses. I do like one of my biggest gripes about the bosses is that half of them are like resistant to magicka, to magic damage, which is frustrating as a Recluse main. But then again, that's what incantations are for. Even if I don't really get the option to have a lot of good incantation weapon drops, that's usually reserved for the Recluse, sadly. But I can't be mad at that, regardless. All in all, if I'm going to just to end it up, Elden Ring Nightreign is one of the better games I played this year. I don't think it's going to win out against for Game of the Year against something like Claire Obscura Expedition 33. Nor should it. Nor should it. I think that Elden Ring Nightreign is a more niche game that I love and I'm gonna play the fuck out of, and I'm gonna continue playing the fuck out of, and it has full gangbusters, but it's not for everybody. It's not even for every Soulsborne player, which makes it a little more niche as a product. It honest to God feels kind of like closer to Monster Hunter than it does to Elden Ring, which I like. It's faster. It's faster. My partner likes it a lot more for that reason. So, because she's a Monster Hunter player. So, yeah, Elden Ring Night Rain is goated. Love it a bunch. Couldn't recommend it enough. I would give it a John Elden Ring out of 10.